In today's video, I'm gonna share with you how to create the perfect Easter spring centerpiece step by step. Keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. Let me tell you, I'm so excited you're here today because in this video, I'm gonna show you how to create the perfect Easter spring centerpiece for your Easter celebration. This centerpiece is a double duty DIY and it will carry you all the way from spring to Easter, back to spring, all the way to summer. The colors are absolutely gorgeous and I really hope that you are excited like I am. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified every time that we upload a brand new video. Right now we're uploading videos every Sunday for you to be inspired to create something beautiful. Before we get started with the centerpiece, I wanna take you guys on a hunt for the perfect bunny for this Easter centerpiece. Come with me. Okay, now that we are done shopping and we have the perfect bunny for this centerpiece, I'm gonna take you into my studio and give you all of the materials you're gonna need for this gorgeous centerpiece. Before we get started today, I wanted to show you how I store my silk flowers because so many of you guys have sent me DMs on Instagram and asked me, Ramon, how do you store your flowers? Well, I have these clear tubs and every year and every season when I'm done with the arrangements, I just take them apart and I'll show you real quick. This is the beautiful centerpiece that I show you guys how to make for Easter. That is the blue and a Tiffany blue and pink. These are the flowers that I took apart. So I take the centerpiece apart, I put it on these white bins right here. If I'm going to use them again, then I'll leave them out. If I'm not, then what I like to do is I separate by style. So I have all of my lilacs right here. So I'm gonna take out all of my lilacs and then what you wanna do is you wanna start from the bottom and just go ahead and put them all the stems together because some of them are shorter, you know, you cut some of them shorter, some of them taller. So you wanna make sure that you grab from the bottom of the stem right here. Whatever works for you the fastest, you can go ahead and do that. So I got all of my stems right here. I top them on the table. Then I have this little bag of rubber bands that every time that I get something with a rubber band, I just save it because I know I'm gonna use it. Then I just go ahead and rubber band this guy together like this and I go ahead and put it on my flower basket right here. And as you guys can see, here is some white lilac, here is some of these purple lilac. I have some of these yellow forsythia. Oh, that's not forsythia, that's, I don't remember what it is, but and then some of these irises right here. So all of this is already put together in bundles and that's how I store it. I just go ahead and put it like this, make sure that I don't flatten them out. I put my lid and I just put it on a stack. So that's how I store my flowers for everybody that has been asking. Okay, so to create the perfect Easter spring centerpiece, these are the materials we're going to use. And I'm gonna start with my flowers. As I mentioned to you, we're gonna use some irises, which is one of my favorite spring flowers. I'm gonna use some of the lilac and some fox hollow, and you can find all of these at Walmart. I'm going to use one of these peach peonies that is so realistic. I'm gonna use some of this beautiful ranunculus. I am in love with this. This is a color scheme for this particular centerpiece. Also some of these ranunculus from Walmart. And I'm gonna use some of these Real Touch purple tulips. How gorgeous are these, you guys? And I just love the contrast of orange and purple. It's just so beautiful. Then I'm gonna use a little bit of green moss. I'm gonna use 2 blocks of foam and one of these trays from the dollar store. Remember, if you are looking for ways to save in your mechanics, the dollar store is the place to go. Then I'm gonna use this concrete bunny, and he is so heavy, but he was my favorite. I could just not leave him there. So we're gonna go ahead and use him. I'm gonna use one of these remote control operated LED candles, as well as a hurricane. And this is going to be for the spring, while we're gonna use the bunny for Easter. For my greenery, I'm gonna use some of this eucalyptus. I'm gonna use some pole foliage from Hobby Lobby, and then some of this really pretty greenery that has this fuchsia flower that's gonna really help to fill in. And then of course my trusty wire cutters. All right, so I'm gonna get all of these situated and I'll be right back with you. Are you guys ready? Let's get crafting. All right, let's get started. So you guys know that the very first thing we need to do is glue our foam into our tray with hot glue, and remember to keep the little plastic that it comes in, so that way when it crumbles, you're not dealing with a mess, but it's all contained. Then what I'm going to do, as always, I just like to go ahead and push down and mark my circle like this, and that's going to give me a perimeter where I need to stay within, and then also our bunny is going to be inside that circle. And I think I'm gonna work with the bunny because it is a little wider than the circle for the candle, so that way I can work around both of them. All right, but first what you need to do is you need to go ahead and cover up your mechanics with moss. And this moss you can find at Walmart. It is super affordable. It's a big old bag of it for $6, and let me just tell you, it really does come in handy. And I like it when it's all wild and crazy like this, because you're not really gonna see much of it because we're going to cover with the foliages and the flowers. But if you were to pick through the centerpiece, and you'll see that your mechanics are covered. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna lean my bunny right here, and I'm gonna start greening. And you know, I get a kick of it every time that I get an Instagram message that says that you guys have learned so much from the what happens on the left happens on the right, which is the rules that I actually made up when I was learning floristry to help me remember what I was doing. So remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. I said right, it's right. What happens on the right happens on the left. And so also when you insert your foliage, make sure that you give it a little twist like this to give it more character. All right, so what happens on the right happens on the left. And if you do not have a Lazy Susan, I really recommend to invest in one, because they just come in handy for floral making, because you can just spin it. And the balance of a floral design, whether it's a centerpiece, a wreath, a floral arrangement, it is all in the twisting, you guys. You have to learn how to twist your arrangement. That way, when you look at it from other angles, it's all balanced. All right, so what happens on the right happens on the left, and what goes up, remember, must come down. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert this guy right here, and he is a little too big, so I'm gonna just split it in two right here. So instead of just cutting it, I did two, and I'm gonna go ahead and, remember, what goes up must come down. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there, and I'm just gonna use this guy right here in the corner because it's an extra one. Then I'm gonna bring in my eucalyptus, and I always like to work on my right because it is easier for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here, kind of cover it, give it a little bit down. What happens on my left happens on my right. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I always insert on the left first. I don't know if because I'm a right-handed person, I don't know. What happens on the left happens on the right, and then immediately go opposite the other side of your centerpiece. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this guy right here in the corner. And how cute does this bunny look in all of this grass? I mean, all he needs is a few flowers and he'd be good to go. But this is Ramon at home, so there's not such thing as just a few flowers. All right, so then I'm gonna start with this really pretty greenery that has these really beautiful flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a few of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert some short and some long. Remember, when you put something on the top, what goes up must come down. So go all the way down, and then give this a little bit like that so it shows. And then you move opposite side, and this guy is way too long, so we're gonna cut it a little short. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it opposite side, and then I'm going to cut a little shorter one. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna give it a little fly to this one up here on the top. And I just love the sound of the foam crashing. It's just so relaxing to me. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here, pointing towards my left, and then immediately I'm going to swap sides, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, but this is too long. Give me 1 second while I cut this guy. And so immediately move to the other side, and see, that way you have all of your points already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add yet another lateral over here. And so now this is gonna be, I'll swap it around so you guys can see actually. So I went to my left, now I have to go to my right. And what that's gonna do, that's going to ensure that I have the same flower going all the way around, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right here. You want to have the same flower and the same greenery all the way around, so that way it's balanced. And as you guys can see, I have some of these cute little greeneries. So basically just go ahead and insert those because that will help you cover some of the greenery, some of that foam. Look at that. How fun is this? I love it. All right, so our bunny is doing good. We are done with him. I'm gonna get all of my flowers ready and I'll be right back with you. I wanna take a second right now to invite you guys to come and join me on my Instagram account for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all of the things that you don't get to see here on YouTube. All of my social medias are linked down below in the description box. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, so we have two types of flower. One is gonna be our focal flower, which is like the larger ones, like this beautiful ranunculus in orange, and then this iris. And then we're gonna have some flyaways, which we have this lavender and the fox hollow. And that's what's gonna give it that wispiness that we're always going for. And over here, I have some tulips that I'm going to use just for decorative purpose. So I'm gonna put those aside. So I'm going to start my centerpiece with the beautiful ranunculus. And I'm going to cut them a little bit short because the bigger the flower, the closer it needs to be to the base of the centerpiece or the flower arrangement. Okay, so be sure to cut them short. I'm gonna go ahead and do sets. The other rule that I made up is like sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s for balance. So make sure that just go ahead and I'm gonna do a set of 2 right here. Then I'm gonna spin it around and I'm gonna do just 1. But this one I wanted to kind of stand up a little bit like that. And look how cute that is. How cute, I love it. Then I'm gonna do a set of 3 tucked in over here, but remember to cut them short so they are closer to the foam, like so. And remember to save some of those greeneries to use to fill in. At the end, you wanna save some of the flowers that you're using to make sure that you are balancing towards the end of your arrangement. I'm gonna add yet another one over here towards the bottom, like that. How cute is this, you guys? Isn't that amazing? All right, so then I have a set of 2, a set of 3, and 1, and I have this really pretty peach peony. So I'm just gonna go ahead and insert this right here for balance, and I wanna make sure that it's all the way down, like that. So now our bunny is encased in flowers, and I'm gonna use all of these leftover things that I just took from other flowers to fill in so you don't see that foam. All right, so this is what he looks like now. He looks like he's in a field of flowers. So then I'm gonna bring some of these really pretty ranunculus. And what I like about these ones from Walmart is that they come in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s already. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull in between the flowers. Do sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I'm gonna do 2 right here. They are going to be with this larger one, and then I'm gonna move to the back, and I'm gonna do another set of 3. I need to cut a few of them short. And what I like about this particular flower is that it really highlights this orange one right here. It makes it look like a show flower. So you want to make sure you highlight them. So that's 3 of them. That is turning out really, really gorgeous. And I love the combination, you guys, of fuchsia, orange, and purple. It is one of my favorite color schemes, and I just love it. So I'm gonna add some of these irises like I was telling you earlier. Here's my rubber band. I'll make sure that I save all of those. So I'm gonna add some of these iris. I'm gonna go ahead and put one that towards the bottom. Then I'm gonna spin all the way around, and I'm gonna add one right here towards the bottom. And I'm gonna do yet one here for the top. So that's a set of 2 right here. And I'm gonna do a set of 3 over on this side. Also remember to keep it on the triangle. So you do 1 on the top, 1 here on the bottom, facing north. And then you do another one over here. Oh, another one over here facing south. And that's gonna give you a bigger spot right here. And how sweet is this? So those are all of our show flowers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some of the flyaways, and I have for that some of this lilac with my rubber band. Let me take that off because I will need it when I'm done with this bouquet. It's really important to me that you guys get to know me a little better, and I want to know you a little better. So I'm going to start this little section in the video. It's called the question of the day. That way I can read your comments and I will tell you guys a little bit of my story, and then I get to read yours. So today's question is, what is your favorite Easter memory that you have? And mine is, one year I helped to decorate the cathedral in Topeka, Kansas, and it was just absolutely lavish and beautiful. And just walking into that church and smelling all of the flowers the next day, it just smelled heavenly. It is one of my favorite memories of working on this industry, that I got the privilege to be able to decorate Gates Cathedral. All right, so now I want to read your comments, so let me comment down below and let me know what is your favorite Easter memory. Let's get back to the video. All right, so I love this lilac because it really has that wispiness to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it like that so it pokes out. I'm gonna go ahead and add one what goes up. Must come down, so there's two. I'm gonna add one right here to my bunny, and look how beautiful this color combination, like I was telling you, the orange and the purple just marry together so beautifully. And then you add a touch of fuchsia to it and it just looks like spring, and it's so beautiful. I'm gonna add one right here to the bottom. Make sure that I go into my foam, and you can hear when that happens, and I love it. I'm gonna add one here to the top. Lilac is one of my favorite flowers to work with, whether it's silk or fresh, because it just adds that wispiness to it, and I am in love with it. All right, what goes up must come down. Remember, when you are doing flyaways, you're basically just finishing off your bouquet, and you have to make sure that it's all the way around the centerpiece, because it's what's gonna give her that finished look to it. Make sure that you go into the foam right here. Like that. Look how pretty this is looking to me. I cannot wait for you guys to see the tablescape we're getting ready together. All right, so now I'm going to add the second flyaway, which is this Fox Hollow. Once again, you can find this at Walmart. I know they have it available right now. And this is yet another type of flyaway, so I'm going to start right here. What goes up must come down. You always tell yourself that, and you always, well, you'll always think of me, and then also you will always have really pretty and balanced flower arrangements, because if you just remember that rule, I told myself, Ramon, you will be a good florist because you always have a balance on your floral bouquets. Look how beautiful that is looking. So pretty. Okay, so what goes up right here must come down over here. Look how gorgeous that is. All right, one over here. What goes up must come down. And the longer ones you want to use towards the bottom, because then it allows you to really reach to that foam. So I'm going to add one right here. What goes up must come down. And what happens on the left happens on the right. All right, we are about done with this glorious centerpiece, and I just love this cute little bunny. And one last one. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how this centerpiece can be transitioned from Easter to spring. Keep watching. Number one is the bunny was sitting too low, so what you need to do is cut a little piece of foam, put it down, and then we can sit our bunny on top of it. And as you guys can see now, he's rised up and he is ready for the table. And this would be, like I told you, the Easter look. It is very colorful and is very, very gorgeous. However, I wanna show you that just by swapping our little bunny and adding this candle right here, and then we add our hurricane to it, we grab a remote and turn this candle on, and you have a completely different look that you can just use for spring. You don't have to do just Easter, but this could also be just for spring. Wasn't that super easy? I had so much fun showing you guys how to create this beautiful Easter spring centerpiece step by step, and I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what are your favorite colors for spring, and then also what is your favorite memory from Easter from your childhood. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I really recommend you watch this one next right here, where I show you how to create 3 beautiful Easter DIYs with little carrots. Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and until next time, bye.